Warning, this podcast contains material not suitable for younger audiences, and some material that's not suitable for older audiences. If you're part of any age group, we've found a way to offend you. Run while you still can. We are the hapless heroes.
Killed two birds while getting stoned.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of It's Always Sunny in Telduria. I mean, the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco. I'm your host and DM. Tonight we have a full cast of characters to introduce to you. You know and love them as Hoblet the Smasher, played by James.
Good evening, friendos.
Morton Mack, a.k.a. Gorgeous Mort, played by Massimo.
I hope this really works out.
The Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
I can't wait to use this ring.
Zero, Valen's Avatar of War, played by Dave.
Good evening.
Parada Lincolnwoods, played by Zach.
Hello.
And Lord Jha'rell the Light, featuring the one, the only, John.
Mort, what are you throwing fireballs at? I can't see a thing.
Yeah, speaking of throwing fireballs, we last left off. You guys had hiked up the mountains, which I didn't give you a name for, but I do have a name for.
The oh shit is not the name of the mountains.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah.
It can be now.
It could be.
Where'd my paper go?
No, I feel like that's more of a
Mount
valley.
O'Shit.
Can I roll for Mount O'Shit?
I kind of like that.
Mount O'Shit.
Mount O'Shit.
I clipped it here so that I would always be able to see it. And I forgot that I clipped it there.
Well, you're going to want to clip a new one that says Mount O'Shit because
Jesus
that's
Christ.
When you make things easier for yourself.
The tree
Listen,
tops.
that is my life. Like I put things exactly where I want them to be, and then forget where I put them.
right,
Even though where I put them is
Because your
where I
logic
would
doesn't
remember-
make sense to yourself.
Exactly. It's a never-ending cycle of just like, where is that?
Right where I intentionally put it.
So Mount O'Shit.
Mount O'Shit.
Big mount of shit.
Mount O'Shit.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. The Nimbus Peaks.
I'm gonna,
Okay.
I'm going to
All
call
right.
it Mount
All
O'Shit.
right.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna.
Get it right.
No.
You guys were, as you started, we kind of made camp a little bit further down somewhere. I mean, you guys had probably climbed at least, like, we're talking elevation, maybe estimates were, but you've already been up about 5,000 feet. And this mountain just continues into the clouds. You had made some camp, and then you guys were kind of hiking up a bit. The winds were growing stronger, things were getting colder. Dilbert Trump had this gigantic parka on, and continues to have that on to this moment. And
What's he hiding?
the wind was starting to pick up, and you guys thought that you might have seen what looked like almost like a dust devil or some sort of like cyclone of air in the distance. And Mort threw a fireball at it.
Yep.
So-
That's how Mort rolls.
Mort, I would like for you to roll me your fireball damage.
Sure.
God damn it.
I need a lot of D6. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Mort, also roll me wild magic.
That I will do as well. Let me prepare all of my
All your die.
fucking
Throw them all at once, too.
D6. Oh, absolutely.
Including the wild magic.
Use the
one.
middle thing.
Including the wild
Including
magic.
the wild
one.
magic.
Toss a d20 into that pile.
Oh, gee, just for added chaos.
16 on the D20, so no wild magic.
Okay, now count up your d6s.
19 fire damage.
Uh-huh. Really took your time with that fire.
Well, I just want to let you know. And now you do. It's 19 fire damage total.
Okay. Something you see like the fireball ignite a few like trees that are sort of sparsely growing out from like what looks like like the vegetation is starting to get shorter. You know what I mean? As you guys are getting further up. But also the outline of what appears to be a cyclone-shaped like being. And you guys recognize it immediately. You fought one of these in the desert. This is definitely an air elemental.
Oh, so I did the right thing here.
Yeah. It takes. You can
I got a guilt
definitely
you
see
anyway.
it does rear a little bit from that damage, but it doesn't really look like it actually took the full hit.
Okay.
You kind of missed it just by a little bit, so we kind of only got caught in some of the blast. It wasn't a direct hit.
So now Jha'rell again turns to.
We're gonna roll initiative, so we're not gonna
Yeah.
turn to anybody
Yeah, sure.
yet. Oh, you guys got real lucky.
Excuse me while I get all my dice out.
Before we get to who's starting here, I just want to quickly ask, which one of you is holding the little capture box you got from the project?
Not it.
Definitely not it.
I mean, it's possible Zero has it.
I want to say it was 0, but I don't think it was me. I don't remember it
if
being
if the
me.
project is going to trust somebody with the thing,
Yeah.
it's probably
I feel like it
Zero
was
is holding
Zero.
on to the capture box.
okay.
And if that is wrong, oh well.
So
It is now 0.
you're definitely going to have to weaken this thing significantly, probably, to put it in there.
Yep, that's how it worked last time.
So, photon blasters?
That's done.
So,
Do not cross the streams.
right, and also speaking of Zero holding on to things, we're also going to give you the turn. We're going to start with you, my friend.
Well, since Zero has clearly read the instructions on this thing and would know intuitively that we have to weaken this air elemental before we shove it in the box.
Uh-huh.
Why? Just kidding.
Science.
Why did I read the instructions?
Is that the question?
Well, it's a normal question from Hoblet.
Right.
So Zero will be calmly and patiently explaining why we read instructions while firing crossbow bolts.
Yeah, he's probably not even looking. He doesn't even have to.
No. So, since we get 3 attacks on the action now,
Oh, right.
yeah, so we'll make our first attack.
Can you just roll me all 3? Just so we can...
I could, but I was going to make adjustments based off of the first one, so
I
I'll roll
understand.
2
Okay.
after that.
No, that's fine.
So this one is going to be a 25 against AC.
Oh, that definitely hits it.
That hits 7 piercing damage.
Okay. It takes all of that because that is a magical crossbow.
All right. The second 2 are going to be sharpshooter shots. 3 times fast.
Okay.
14 against AC.
That actually goes right past it.
And another one that definitely does not hit, a 2 on the die.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think you probably just couldn't get it, your aim adjusted right, right enough as you were.
Not quite locked in.
You're explaining instruction manuals to hoblets, so it's just like...
Yeah, I got one bolt on target. That's enough to make me not look like a complete asshole.
Of course. Anything else? Are you staying? So I'm going to say that this air elemental is probably about. It's really far from you guys, about 100 feet or so.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine right where I am
Right.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Since I have clearly read the instructions on this box, what is the effective range on this box?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so never mind. I'm going to be firing, talking, and walking in a straight line at my normal move speed towards it, so I should be 70 feet from at the end of turn.
Sure.
And now I'm done.
Now I'm done.
Okay. Peridot. There's a poof on your shoulder. This thing says, I see you're trying to fight an air elemental.
I swing my sword at it.
Oh. Go ahead and make me your attack roll using your action.
Yes. God damn it.
I mean, make it. Make the attack roll.
I don't want to say what it was.
Oh, it's a nat 1 judging by all of our reactions that are laughing at
Actually,
Peridot.
Lean back and let the
So-
dice tell the jokes.
Zach, this is actually going to be more of a clue for you.
Great.
This is going to help you, Peridot,
Sweet.
understand maybe, and I'll let you figure this out. But you miss so badly that this thing is kind of like confused and thinks that maybe you're just trying to like. It almost looks inspired by your failure.
As are we all.
You see it begin to grow, substantially large. It's not a very long time before it becomes about 13 feet tall. It sprouts these demonic arms and legs, these like big claws, like really thick, kind of coming out just from it's still hollow in the center, right? It's a paperclip, but like sprouting out from the paperclip itself are like these arms and legs,
Now you see my true form.
demonic. These like a set of like 4 horns grows out from the top of this thing. Its eyes are also like comically large, right? The big googly eyes that it has, and they are
Still smiling.
glowing red. Yes, there is a smile, but it is quickly turning into more of a sinister, like, now you've seen my final form situation, and opens its mouth that's kind of just floating there, and fires a beam of green light.
Green light?
At the air elemental, disintegrating it entirely, and then turns back into a paperclip, and then disappears.
Well, damn, Paradil, what the hell?
You motherfucker. Where'd you get that thing anyways?
I'm so confused.
I'm just gonna put my magic cards away for a second.
I'm so fucking confused.
That was a nat 1 on the die, folks.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, because
As
we were
his
trying to
tradition.
catch the thing.
It's still very much a part of your soul.
Thanks, Clippy.
Kind of. You've now also lost an air element.
Well,
Right.
yeah, that was a sarcastic. Thanks, Clippy.
So my question for you is, how did that help us?
Well, this event seems to have drawn an audience because you now turn around and there are about 6 like humanoid-looking people who are also standing about 13, 14 feet tall, holding one of them is holding what looks to be like a tree trunk that's been fashioned into a longbow, and there's literally like an arbalist-sized like arrow, just
that's
like
nice.
kind of like knocked but not drawn. You know what I'm saying?
Zero's eyes have become a solid bright green. looking at
The
it.
others like have these like we're talking gigantic weapons, like axes, or whatever. I mean, like the things you'd see today, but like massive to fit their frames. And they saw what happened, and one of them at the front, this, big, burly-looking dude. He's got like long, sort of gray hair. His skin is sort of this like a bluish gray, with these like piercing orange eyes. And he's got sort of what looks to be a mammoth sort of like a headdress with like white fur, and the tusks kind of go all the way down to his hips. And he kind of walks towards you, and he sort of points this enormous spear in your direction and says, "Who are you, and why do you disturb our mountain?"
Can Jha'rell roll for history for the Giants?
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I'm going to repeat back to the Giants exactly
21.
what he said in his accent. To him.
Whose accent? You're gonna mimic?
Mimic him.
Shut the fuck up.
Is it still storming out?
Yes.
So Jha'rell's gonna pray that they did not hear more, and he's gonna wave his hand in the air and say, "I apologize for my rude friends. We're here to barter giants." And I'm gonna roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Just a 10.
I was gonna say it's gonna have to be really good after
Yeah.
you just summoned a demon paperclip.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Do you mean us harm? You summoned a demon!
I don't believe that was intentional.
I have a question. Did I miss something? Like, where did the air elemental come from again?
It was just kind of like whirling around over
Yeah, that was
here,
just how we
stirring
ended
up
that episode.
stirring up some of the climate in the area.
Okay.
It's like sort of a natural environment for elementals like this to exist. They don't just sort of like there's sort of a coagulation of like magic in like the environment, and it just kind of like
Why were we upset that Clippy destroyed the air
You were
elemental?
We
trying
needed
to
trap
to
one.
catch it.
Oh, right.
power your airship.
Right.
Right. And you destroyed it.
And
So
Clippy
now we have to
fucked it
find
up.
another one.
So thanks for coming back, Paradil.
Right. Welcome back, Clippy. We missed
Guys
you.
are such dicks.
What would you have done? The exact
Hoblet.
thing. The exact same
WW.
thing.
Hoblet would have
HD.
definitely
Yeah.
smacked that thing way
yeah.
long ago.
We're all
know
lucky
it.
Hoblet
Smack
did
that.
not.
Get on the floor. Smack that.
All right, and so I'm assuming, Jha'rell, I'm going to back... assuming they didn't hear what I said. I know Quinn's shaking his head at me, but I'm doing what I'm doing.
He's gonna shoot his shot.
I'm going to shoot my shot.
Always too early.
Way too early.
Or
of
maybe
my-
you shouldn't at all.
Also, all
Story
of you
of my
have an
life.
opportunity to like stop him.
No, I look fairly
But
calm
what
right
are you
now.
doing? Before you roll anything, what are you doing?
Okay. Give me a second.
We're
He's just ready to
afraid
roll
give you a
something.
second.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do what
We
you're-
mean you no harm. We were actually coming to find you guys. I was just wondering if you could help us out. We didn't mean any harm by that. We just really wanted to catch that thing. I'm not sure what really popped out of his arm, but we really mean no harm, and I would like to persuade them that we obviously mean no harm.
Sure.
That is a 20.
Nice.
The modified 20.
Modified 20.
The giant looks confused, but you see that the group themselves like kind of maybe has more of a. Hold on. Yeah. They kind of their posture relaxed a little bit. They haven't like completely put their weapons down, but they're definitely not like they've definitely sort of relaxed their presence now, and they say. The leader of this just kind of asks you like, "What do you come to barter for?"
They don't like when I talk, so I'll let them explain it to you.
Teamwork. Is anyone gonna pipe up and
So,
say, 'cause
yeah,
he's literally just handed
Jha'rell's
it off?
going-
Yeah,
Jha'rell's
you
going to
seem
look
to be
to-
on a good roll, so
Okay.
I don't want to mess you up.
So, what do I, from my history roll, what do I know that the giants like?
Candy.
What was the result of that again?
It's a 21.
Okay, that's okay. So, I mean, they're sort of a solitary and like proud people. Like they live literally in the clouds.
Mhm.
They have fortresses built into mountains. You've even heard legends of fortresses literally built into the clouds.
Like, that can float
Yes.
in the cloud. Okay.
No one's really seen them, especially because many of the mountains that they reside in, just from their presence itself, have naturally cloudy peaks to the point where it obscures any vision from the surface. You'd have to literally fly up there to see what's going on above the clouds,
Okay.
or climb all the way to the top of the mountain and don't be dicks.
Would I know anything about what they value? Like, what do they like?
Honor.
Okay. Jha'rell can help there.
They,
Yeah,
Are they
Jha'rell
into,
can.
Taking care of themselves.
are they into some like Turkish delight? They get their sweets on.
I wouldn't say more of a Turkish delight. Give me like a
Any
give me a Norse themed delicacy.
No fucking clue.
Exactly.
I don't know, like pickled fish.
Don't they? Who's
Pickled
what's the
herring.
culture that like puts a bird and lets it like decompose underground and then eats it later?
No, gross.
Yeah.
Do they seem
Beef
fancy?
jerky.
Republicans.
I can see them liking some pickled fish.
They're angry Sky Norse. Offer them mead.
Are there like cloudfish up there?
Maybe.
Do they seem like
You've never been
fancy
up here
people?
before.
So, again, because Jha'rell already
Both
said
known
that
as
we're here to
birds.
barter.
Usually, it means proving you would think that you'd probably have to find some way to prove
Right.
your worth to them.
My good giants, we are in need of your, what's it, sky obsidian?
Yes.
Of your sky obsidian. Is there anything or any way that we could obtain some from you? Again, we are willing to bargain.
The one in the front just says, "I don't make these decisions. I will take you to the Thane
So, I have to take this group,
to meet the Thane of this particular Cloud Giants clan."
a Thane is like the leader.
Actually, so you had a 21.
What do
on
you
your
mean by
you had-
this group?
You had a 21 on your history check, right?
Have you met us?
yeah.
A Thane is more of a royal advisor. They are not the leader, but they
Okay.
are they are the trusted confidant of the leadership of the clan.
Jha'rell is going to turn to the group and ask, do any of you know anything about interacting with these giants?
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give you the expensive stuff that I stole from the dungeon, which were 4. I can't remember what the plates were made out of. All I know is
it was all
it's
silver.
very expensive. 4 plates and 6 goblets.
So you're gonna try to hand this
I'm
to
gonna hand it.
Jha'rell?
No, I'm gonna hand it to you because you're obviously the one that's bartering
Jha'rell,
with them.
you're trying to hand it
so
to
I don't know
Jha'rell.
if they maybe
Jha'rell
they
stares blankly at you.
need
and then
nice
looks at-
things. I don't know, bartering chips.
Yeah,
bud.
but no one passes. Like, I don't think Jha'rell likes being handed things.
Especially
I'll keep it.
And also,
Silverware?
you understand that they're giants,
I
right?
understand.
that you have normal human-sized silverware.
Okay, I'm not saying they have to eat off of it. I'm just saying it's nice, expensive shit that we can give them in a pinch.
Jha'rell stares blankly at you.
Okay,
and
I'm gonna
stands
keep it in my
the rest
pocket
of the
then. That's
group.
fine. Okay, I'll keep it for myself, and I'll use it later for some reason.
I think he's
Or
just
when-
expecting you to carry it for him.
That's
and
fine.
then call on you to give it to him later.
Sure, you could think that.
You realize he has 3 people who do things for him on a regular basis, and also tries to get you guys to do things for him because he's too well to do for any of this bullshit.
Well, I'm trying to help him out, but that's fine.
not wrong.
When your plan fails, I'll go to mine.
You're also
and
not
we'll-
wrong. You are trying to help, but he's obviously saying, well, maybe we'll go with your plan later.
Sure.
That's kind of what I'm reading.
So we're
I'm
all
not
walking
reading
to
that.
meet the Thane, who's
yeah,
a
you guys begin
powerful
climbing.
giant.
You guys begin climbing a while. I
Do
need
any of
everyone.
them know how to interact with these people? Or is it just me?
I think you'd probably be the only person learned about these folks because you're the one who made the attempt.
I argue that I have probably
Mm-hmm.
been read up on the lore and like I know of some of the history.
Give me
I
a
could
history
argue it.
check.
You couldn't. argue.
12.
12. You might have read something in a book when you were
Shut
at a
up.
boring
Alright.
port somewhere.
was just a bad roll.
You just know that they are, like I said, an honorable and proud people. They're not like evil by any means, but like they don't take no shit and they take care of themselves.
Sure.
What about you, Hoblet? You're a mountain man.
Earth mountains.
Yeah, I
not
was gonna-
cloud mountains.
Right. And I'm gonna say that we're just gonna.
Okay.
I think
so
you have
so
enough
great.
information to
Jha'rell
go
has
on.
to talk.
Like I
I'm
kind
good
of
at
already
talking.
gave you it's like a
Listen,
very it's sort of
It
like
never goes well when
I mean,
talk.
even Quinn has kind of yielded to you, so I think you just take it.
Remember the first time Jha'rell tried to enact a plan?
actually, and I'll give you a little more, Jha'rell.
Uh-huh.
You know that way in the past, we're talking like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, maybe even like 1,000 years.
Eons.
Right, thousands. The cloud giants used to essentially prey on or hunt like the humanoid denizens of the world below.
Why not?
There were great wars. They are a very, very superior. They were very superior for a long time, but you know that eventually, with the rise of magic and it becoming more freely available to literally any living creature, there was a lot of fighting, a lot of things. Treatises were made. The cloud giants sort of decided to just like fuck off to the clouds and.
So they might eat us.
No, but there has been a rather uneventful peace between like humankind and giant kind, at least the cloud giant variety, for a very, very, very long time.
Okay.
But there's not really a lot of interaction. They're just like, okay, you just do your thing, just don't fuck up shit for us, and just like don't touch the mountains or whatever. This is our home.
Okay.
Right.
I was thinking about sharing that, but I don't think Jha'rell would share that with anybody.
Okay.
I think he's keeping it all to himself.
Yeah. So, I need everyone to make me Constitution checks, just because like the air is starting to get thin up here. Or Constitution saving throws. Let's do that. The air is getting thinner because you guys have climbed to at least at this point now about 12,000 feet, and you're starting to you're in the clouds now.
Okay.
You said it's a saving throw?
Yes. I'm gonna let you use your saving throw bonuses.
Does
Sorry,
this
Dylan.
impact the non-organic member of the party?
You don't need to breathe, so no. I guess it wouldn't affect you at all. So I need. So I'm just gonna go around. How what'd you get?
14.
Mort.
Modified 26.
16.
16. And what do you got, Paradell?
19.
5.
So everyone but Jha'rell is doing fine up here, but he's struggling he's definitely struggling to kind of catch his breath because he's also hiking in heavy armor.
Can't
now
get your
he's the guy
underlings
that
to
has to
breathe
talk.
for you, man.
Right.
I'm gonna say that for at least until you rest, you're gonna be suffering from a point of exhaustion. So
Okay.
you're rolling at disadvantage right now.
Sure. Great. Super. Needed that.
You guys eventually get toward you probably climb another 1,000 feet or so, and you start to actually be able to peek your head over the clouds, and it's sunnier up here. There's another cloud layer a little further above, another few thousand feet above. But you can see at the top of this mountain there is this massive fortress built right into the peak. The tallest tower, which is in the center of this, seems to have what looks to be griffins circling the top.
Cool.
Floating above that, that's another few thousand feet above, in the clouds is another fortress, floating, literally built into a cloud.
Sky Fortress.
Wait a minute. In the clouds,
Like
there's a
built
fortress.
into a cloud.
Okay.
Yes,
Built into
Floating.
a cloud.
there appears to be a floating
and
fortress.
in the clouds, above the cloud
There's two
fortress,
cloud layers. You've now
There's
risen above.
another fortress.
Yes, there are two
In
fortresses.
the cloud.
Yes.
And there.
On the cloud.
One is built into the mountain. The other is built into the cloud.
A cloud on top of a cloud, Hoplet.
Right. Sandwich.
On top of a cloud.
It's massive, and you can see what appears to be we're talking at least just visible, between the one's cloud giants riding on griffins, cloud giants manning the fortress, working, outside of it a little bit, kind of tending to this land, which is kind of flattens out and gets steep and flattens out and gets steep. It's this sort of almost terrace that's built into this mountain, and there's at least 1,000, just kind of all over the place. It's hard to see up into the fortress, but you can imagine there's probably, you're not sure how many are up there, if that's more of you don't know.
Right.
And you're definitely getting a lot of strange looks as you're kind of walking up now what appears to be this gigantic path in between these terraces that are kind of just rising massive steps to the top of this peak until you finally reach the fortress. And they, these massive doors in the front. Everything here is just a little bit bigger because, when your residents are on average 14 feet tall, you need to build things a little bit bigger.
So we're in a palace for giants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I,
In the clouds, on top of the clouds, and above the clouds.
not to rewind this too much, but I just want to think logistically.
Uh-huh.
Who gave me a piggyback ride? Because there's no chance. If
You have to
they're
climb each step and then
14
walk.
feet tall, what am I, 3 feet tall?
Yep, correct.
3.5 feet tall?
Well, how about I will.
You're still able to. But you're sturdy and stout. You're able
Normal steps, normal human steps are hard for me.
How about I?
These are 14 feet tall human. The steps are going to be
They're not.
Are you
steps
advocating for
like
yourself to
actual
roll
stairs.
at disadvantage right now?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean steps like stairs, steps like STEP. It's hard.
Yeah, but
Yes.
sure, but there's got to be a
like a
staircase that
terrace,
we're walking up.
But it's
It's like terraced
huge-
land.
You mean you're climbing up?
It's just an accessible
Hey,
ramp.
I actually
up
do
there.
like this a lot.
There are
where it's
no
hobbits
stairs.
literally having to climb
Right,
right.
some of the, it's been a long time, so some of them are much shallower than others. Some are kind of flattened on one side, so you can kind of
Okay.
ramp your way up a little bit.
I
But there are times where you have to grab onto one of the stairs and
Also,
yourself up.
Hoblet, we're like helping each other.
Yeah.
You boost
believe
me
that.
up. I have gauntlets of ogre power.
me up.
I pull you up. Yeah.
Boost you up, pull you up. Okay.
And nobody wanted to rope together when I suggested that last time.
yeah, not to you. Are you?
Let me
kidding
just
me?
say that.
No thanks.
I'd
Again,
rather tie my rope to myself.
unbelievable. The greatest ideas come out of Mort's mind, and nobody ever wants to follow it. And they're genius, idiots. They have fun falling down the fucking stairs,
You fucking bozo.
idiots.
These guys really aren't paying you too much mind, as far as bickering with each other. But they eventually take you to a room. The furniture in here is a little larger, but you can all still. Most of you can at least still sit relatively comfortably. There's they've taken into account that there are times where they will have guests that are not as big as they are. So there are, but those pieces of furniture are very dusty. They haven't been used in a while.
If there's a full-size chair that's open, Hoblet's gonna stand on the chair, like where you're supposed to
Why
sit.
do you always do that?
I'm just gonna stand so that I'm like at eye level.
Yeah, I
with
would say.
everybody.
Well, I wouldn't say eye level, but you're at least able to see over the table
Right,
now.
Right. So I'm not gonna take one of the little person chairs. I'm gonna take one of the big chairs and I'm gonna stand in it.
Yeah. Eventually, another man comes in with a tray full of mead in these massive mugs, like massive wooden mugs,
Now you're speaking my language.
and they put one down in front of each of you.
I drink the whole.
I'm drinking the whole thing.
It takes you a while.
Okay.
Oh, I go as
You
fast
think
as
so?
I can.
You think it does?
Yeah. Constitution checks, guys. Just checks.
Is this booze?
Yeah.
I've got advantage on
Yeah,
this.
technically, it's poison, right?
Does
Well-
Jha'rell know if it's rude not to drink?
Yes.
It is rude not
It's
to drink.
very rude not
So
to
he's
at
just
least
going to
take
take
a
a
sip.
small, a little.
Now,
Yeah.
let me clarify something. Back in the day when I did that drinking contest, did we say that Mort has some sort of special ability when it comes
Only
to
it was a wild magic thing that
It was a
Yeah,
wild
it
man.
was only
has,
then.
has
It's
worn
last.
off
Yeah.
like a very
yeah.
very long time ago.
Okay.
It was like for,
I
like-
only
it was like
got-
for 72 hours or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So a week.
This is gonna get interesting, fellas, because I only rolled an 8.
Yeah. You are hammered.
That's what I thought.
I would like for you to now. You are now making. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna actually let the dice decide here.
I really thought that was gonna be better. I got cocky with the die roll.
You are now rolling charisma checks at disadvantage.
Okay,
Ooh.
You're a sloppy drunk.
nice.
How's Jha'rell doing?
I rolled a
Winded.
19.
He's super
just-
winded.
You're fine and have now earned the visual, like the at least a visible respect of all of the cloud giants who are still in the room.
Got any more?
Hey, you got any more?
And one of the cloud giants says, "This man knows how to drink."
I was born in the mountains. Might not have been these mountains, but clearly mountain folk are drinking folk.
All right, okay, all right. And they bring out like another 2 for you, 1 for you, and then another 2 for you, and another 2 for the dude who is buying you the drinks, the guy with the crazy headdress who has since put it down.
I have a feeling if you can outdrink him, we might be in some really good company.
Mort lays down.
I don't think you can, but
Mort lays
Well-
down on the ground and falls asleep.
No.
okay, good. Nobody
Hold
went
on.
down.
Yeah, really? Because I have advantage on drinking throws.
Yeah,
I
we
think
know.
I'm rolling
I mean,
advantage the
I
whole time.
I whisper that to you.
Paradol
Yes.
takes Mort and
Hamlet's
props
gonna
him
drink
back
another
up
one.
in the chair.
He's gonna drink another one and then start sipping the third one.
Okay, we'll go with there. You were propping Mort up on the chair.
Yes. I picked him back up off of the floor.
Oh,
I feel
right.
like
'Cause he was
that's
I
not
mean-
a good look.
I mean, you're trying to at least prevent him from slumping too far. Yeah, that's probably a good call.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a good
so-
friend.
Now,
Very kind of you.
we were all given tankards to drink?
Yes, including
Okay.
you, Zero.
All right.
So if we're just partaking,
You can be sipping. Like no one
Sure,
said you had to
that's
chug
fine.
these things.
Sure. Yeah.
Can Zero drink things?
I mean, he can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it all goes into a holding tank in the middle, with
right.
which I will do what I please later.
Whoa.
But
I don't know what that means. But
I don't know. It's the first time we've learned anything like that.
really
Probably-
uncomfortable.
probably science experiments, although I could probably burn it for fuel as well.
Sure.
Depending on what kind of proof it is. Is this a Constitution check or a saving throw?
Just
You
a
didn't
check.
chug.
Oh, well, it's still a 22 against
There are no ill effects of this.
Yeah.
Essentially, ethanol that you're pouring down your throat.
I thought it was mead.
No, I'm just
Viscous
kidding.
ethanol.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's just very strong.
Dope.
Okay. I mean, the rest of you guys are just sipping, so I'm not going to make checks. I was just kind of making it more for the people who literally chugged these gigantic mugs full of. Hobble, give me one more.
Got it. Checks for the dummies.
13.
I mean, you let out a real big belch after the second one. I'm gonna say that at least at this, you don't really you definitely hold it, Hoblet, but I'm gonna make you just as a role playing experiment start slurring your words as Hoblet.
Okay.
You guys, I mean, so there's a nice bit of carousing. You've definitely earned, some respect, at least among these members of the clan. But it isn't long before another giant enters the room. This one's skin is more gray than it is blue. Same color eyes. It's sort of, he's got this. His hair's kind of pulled back into these weird it's almost like braided, but then braided and then tied together. It's like a ponytail, but his hair is just real thick, super long. And he's got more like, I guess, like nicer like just clothes on, like really like fine furs, and there's still some leather patching and pads on them, but it's definitely for show. And he introduces himself as Orn Thorvaldson. Orn is the first name.
O-R-N?
Yeah, O-R-N, and then Thorvaldson.
Orn.
And he says, "I am the Thane of the Sky Clan. What brings you to our people? I am told that you are here to make a deal. Who among you is the spokesperson?"
Do you all look at me again?
Yeah.
So Jha'rell.
You've been on a roll.
Jha'rell is.
That is a very unQuinn thing to say.
I know. But I also I don't feel as confident around giants as I giants are not my thing.
Okay.
Right. No.
Is that on your character sheet yet?
It is now.
Okay.
Aversion to giants.
Right.
Intimidated by giants.
I mean, sure.
Makes sense. I mean,
They're lore to me, so the fact that they are like real, I think I'm using that role to kind of just play
Sure.
off of.
Yeah.
This is like I'm more in awe than I normally am.
Are you a little like starstruck by like?
Not starstruck, just kind of taking it in, taking a step back, and not. I'm accepting the fact that Jha'rell has more knowledge than me at this point, and I'm okay with letting him take control of this.
Sure.
If
feel
he
like-
starts flubbing up, I will step in.
I feel like this setting is like a huge diversion from what we're used to as a party. Like we've never been in such a magical area before. I don't think.
Yeah, and it's not even. I mean, there's definitely some magic to all this, right?
Well, it's
not
on the
happening.
Raven Queen's lair.
But this is very.
That's true.
Yeah, this is sort of like a very mythical group of giants. Like there's like a lot of different
Right.
kinds of giants that live around Tal'Duria, but these are probably some of the most sort of mythologized because they're so solitary that not a lot has been known about them for a long time.
Right.
I
So-
feel like we're not the best negotiators either.
Right.
No.
You're
We're
not.
So Jha'rell, looking exhausted, winded, flush, probably a little sweaty,
Definitely.
is going to say, "Honored Orn, Thane of the Cloud Giants, we are here to barter. We are on a dangerous mission. We are adventurers."
Sounds
were
like your
hoping-
thighs are chafing too.
Right.
Eventually, he's like,
We were hoping to gain some of your sky obsidian, and we are willing. Again, we are great adventurers. We are looking to do a deed or bargain for your kindness. And I'm going to roll a persuasion on that. I guess at disadvantage, because now I'm doing checks at disadvantage, correct?
yes.
God damn it.
That's what you get for saying things.
Hey! And that's a persuasion?
Yes.
That's a 18.
Oh wow, even a disadvantage?
Right.
Well done. Yeah, I mean, you could, at one point, the Thane even, kind of bends down and puts his, hand on your shoulder, and he says, "Are you okay?"
Getting used to it. Getting used to it.
Okay, he did, get this man some water. And, someone, kind of goes out and brings back just this massive pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then an empty mug of the same size as the ale.
Cool. Jha'rell will start drinking and kind of wait for a response on is there anything we can do for them.
How far away are we all? Like, how big is the table?
I
Where
mean,
are
if
we
you
all
think about the
sitting?
separation, right? I mean, again, so they're for humans and people of around 6 feet or or so, they're just over twice your height, right? So for you, I mean, that's
So how far away from Jha'rell am I?
pretty far.
Okay.
Definitely not arm's length.
So if I yelled out to him, he could hear me.
Oh, of
though?
course he could.
Everyone, I'm sure,
We're
can
still
hear
in the
you
same
if
room.
Hoblet yelled at the table.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like a drunken hoblet's gonna just make a quick check-in with Jha'rell. Hey, Jha'rell. Hey, Jha'rell.
Jha'rell kind of like turns his head and like looks down the side of the table to where Hoblet is, and then looks back to the giant again, and he's now like
The other guy,
brighter red.
the one of the cloud giants that you have been drinking with is actually seated next to you, and he just kind of like, as you're kind of, you're swaying, but you're still standing, he just kind of clinks mugs with you, and then like finishes his drink.
He's fine.
The Thane replies to you eventually, Jha'rell, after this, after that moment plays out, and he says, "You will need to prove your loyalty to the Thane, or to the High King.
of course.
So, we've had a bit of trouble. I suppose this would be a good way to prove your strength, to prove you are one with."
I am very strong.
He just kind of furrows his brows at you, right?
Jha'rell flexes one arm.
Yeah. And you can definitely still, you can't see your muscles through your armor,
cannot.
but, like, all you just need to hear this, this clink of the armor as he, like, kind of turns his arm into a flex, but there's you can't actually see any muscle. It's just metal.
Right.
And he kind of just shoots you a glance. He says, "We need you to kill a dragon that's been that's been freezing and eating all of our griffins."
Oh, fantastic. Can we keep the wings?
He opens his mouth like to say something.
You don't even have any questions about where it is. Your first question
Can we
is,
eat-
Can we keep the wings?
Hey, it's on our shopping list. Thank you very
It
much.
is on the shopping.
We'll kill you, dragon. Can we keep its wings real quick? Great.
Kill 2 birds while getting stoned.
Get two
Not
birds
till next
stoned
camping
at
trip.
once.
He says, "While we would send our Valkyries out to do this might be a good way to prove your strength."
We can certainly do it.
Sure. I hope you can.
Oh God.
We know that it seems to fly over from the peaks north of here. I would suggest you don't go on foot, as it is even a rough journey for our most seasoned warriors.
How would you propose we get there?
Can we use your griffins?
That's what I was going to say. However, how do I say this politely?
No.
The Mercus Mother is a hard person to convince to give our creatures, these majestic, beautiful creatures to, well, outsiders.
Strange dipshits.
Right.
Mort is literally slumped over. I'm not sure how you can explain what this looks like.
This is slumped over. His head is under the table.
His head is between his
Head
legs.
between his legs,
Yeah.
arms slumped down.
Now, because of the fact that this chair is a little larger, you're actually able to rest your torso on the chair a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
But
a
it look- I
seated.
mean-
It's like a seated fetal position.
Yeah.
I
basically.
don't look like I know what I'm doing.
Nobody can see you're still at the table.
Right.
One of the cloud giants does help you, Paradil, and just kind of picks him up a little bit and just sits him upright and just kind of pets his head a little bit and just kind of laughs.
That's adorable.
He
What is Mort wearing?
Oh.
Oh yeah, what's your
We haven't asked this
what's
yet.
your cold weather clothing? We didn't ask this.
Oh, well. Glad you asked.
Thessie is glad we asked.
Well, let me think about this for 1 second.
It's got to be a fur coat, right?
No,
Really?
it's not.
I was thinking like a Joe
Yeah, I
Namath.
was gonna say I can imagine Morton just this big fucking fur coat,
Was it Joe Namath that had the fur coats?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
feeling like plastic poncho from.
but a fur coat that's so big that it literally he just looks like a tube. You know what I mean? It's just
He already said no. That's not it.
no, but
like a made of the mist plastic poncho.
Oh God! Why would you do that?
All right, that's
'Cause
way
it's
too
blue.
functional and not nearly as fashionable. Mort is basically just covered in sunflowers, like full bloom, like
It's part of BDSM, I guess. We'll
Right.
give
Like-
it to him.
12-inch in diameter sunflowers.
And these have some sort of
are they
insulating
fabric,
properties.
Or are they actual flowers?
They do not.
They are like fortified
Preserved
warm
flowers.
Flowers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Under Armour Cold Gear sunflowers. And
So there's
a,
sunflowers that literally give off
No,
sun?
it's literally just sunflowers that are so thick that
He thinks, yeah.
and then like a bucket helmet made out of stained glass.
What is there? What do you call it? A relief or whatever on the stained glass? Is
excellent. I'm going to say now, from now on, until you remove said bucket helmet, you have disadvantage on any checks that require sight.
There's holes cut out for my eyes.
it's just a
not
helmet.
It's not a
It's
fucking
still a
bucket.
bucket
It's not
helmet.
just an actual
Sure.
bucket.
Stained
You
glass.
have two holes, and your peripheries are underneath a bucket.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to wear like an old timey looking
Yes.
knight's helmet?
Yes.
And you can see well through that?
I mean, you can see it.
Yeah,
now.
okay, you're lying.
It's
You can
it's
see straight
technically,
ahead of you.
It's glass, so
If you were proficient in heavy armor use,
Stained
then I would say
glass.
absolutely.
I'm not.
Because that means, people like Jha'rell and Zero.
Oh my god, they exist. I was sure that when I Google searched stained glass helmet that nothing would come up, and they exist. They're real.
They are real.
And they're
can-
fucking fantastic.
You
and it's
can
exactly
actually
what I'm wearing.
You can actually get a stained
That's
glass
an Iron
helmet.
Man one.
They're
The
real.
Iron Man one?
My
And they're
On the top of
fantastic.
the helmet, there is one piece of masking tape with in Sharpie written Morton on the front of the helmet. Just in case anyone doesn't
I
know.
was
my
sure
name.
that wasn't a real thing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's
Yeah, someone put
hilarious.
that in the Discord at some
Yeah.
point, like either when this episode airs or
Right.
before, to confuse people. Yeah.
Pre-reading.
So that's what you're doing. But essentially, at this point, I'm just gonna just to catch you guys back up after this amazing tangent. The Thane is essentially saying that you're probably gonna have to convince the Mercus Mother to let you borrow some griffins.
Great.
Or steal them.
Lead us to him.
The Mercus mother.
It's Mercus Mother.
America's mother.
Mercus Mother. MERKISMATHER.
It's
America's
essentially
mother.
the Griffin rank.
America's mother.
Not what that means,
That's
but
what
yeah.
he said, right?
I don't know
No.
what it means. I'm just guessing based on context.
America's mother.
No.
You mean Martha Stewart?
You mean
America's
England?
mother.
We're gonna keep rolling with the fact that Jha'rell knows about these people. No, I mean, because you know about the titles and things that these people use.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it's essentially like an alternative meaning would be like the Shield Maiden, or it's sort of a specific military position. They're sort of like a lower ranking general.
Oh.
But they're a general, and it appears that this might be one in charge of like the Eyrie and like the Griffins.
Okay. So now we're going to talk to we talked to the essentially right hand
Thane.
man of the king.
Yes. the
And
High
now
King.
we're going to talk to one of their
The
generals.
High King and Queen. It is a like they both rule like in tandem.
How long does Jha'rell have to look all sweaty?
As long as you're up here.
Okay. Do I have a chance to clean myself up a little bit?
Can you get a cloud shower?
Do you ask the Thane?
I think it would be polite. I recognize that I'm looking a little shabby and I'm going to meet all these important people.
He kind of like chuckles at like the custom, right, that you're trying to show, because they obviously they don't really seem like they care too much about that sort of thing. But sure, they show you to some guest rooms that you might be able to just freshen yourselves up a little bit.
The beds have got to be awesome, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
like as fluffy as clouds themselves.
Wow.
I'm trying to picture what a king size cloud giant's bed looks like. It's gotta be huge.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Tennis court.
Right.
I mean, they're again,
half of a tennis court. Like
yeah,
one side. of
right,
it.
half of a tennis court. Because I mean, again, they're 13, 14 feet tall.
Do you know
Yeah.
how much space you'd have?
Be a great bed. That'd be a
So
awesome
much
bed.
space. Too much space.
No, not possible.
I wouldn't know what to do with all that
Not
space.
Just roll back and
Dude,
forth.
starfish.
While I'm
Have
sleeping?
you ever tried starfishing? Starfish, my man.
I mean, I can starfish
You have
on a
like
regular
another 20
king-size bed.
feet of bed.
You and I have a different idea of what starfishing is.
Is it butt stuff? Is it butt
It's
stuff?
always butt stuff.
Is there a starfishing term that I should know about that I don't
Well,
know?
ask
Just look
Fred
at a
Durst
butt.
when he
Look,
made
look
that
at a
album.
butthole one day.
I mean,
Chocolate covered starfish and hot dog flavored water. Was that the name of the album?
Yeah, Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. Go listen to it.
terrible.
It's available on Spotify.
No, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that
Great
to yourself.
album.
So you guys get yourselves cleaned up, and
And Jha'rell's feeling better.
yes, and
Good.
reconvene.
Is Mort still asleep? And
You're
fucked up?
definitely still drunk. You know, this was like maybe 30 minutes.
Okay, no, I'm definitely not awake yet. So if anybody has cleaned up, they've cleaned me up, and I'm not sure
you're
if
not
anybody
passed
in the
out.
party has
You're
done
just. I mean, you're a little worse for wear. That shit was
it.
real strong.
I'm just real fucked up.
let the record show, not only did I not help Mord clean up, but Hoblet did not take the opportunity to clean up either.
What did you do instead?
I don't know. What am I- What are some choices? I mean, you got a drunk Hoblet here. What do I see? Where are we? We're in
This
the
might
guest
be a
room?
fun way to end the episode.
Right.
Here, before we go into the next story beat here.
Do they give us each our own room?
No.
So I'm probably in. They probably threw me in a room with drunky McFuck over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he still passed out?
I mean, he's definitely not standing
I'm like
He's laying down.
on his
barely
own.
clinging to life, trying to stand up, but like falling over a lot.
Did you guys ever play the stacking game with your drunk friends?
Yes.
When they
No.
passed out on a
See how much
couch
you can put on
and
top
you
of them.
saw how much you could stack up on top of them.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, that's amazing. Do me a favor. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Can I do like a strength check? To see
Because
if I, like,
the things you're stacking on him are still giant sized.
I'm obviously as much as I can resisting. Can I do that as well?
No.
Damn it.
I mean, it's a 6. I don't have very
You're not
good
getting
sleight
much
of
on
hand.
it. You just
I'm
keep-
drunk too,
You
so
got about 6 items on top of me before.
You managed to get a couple of things on him before he sneezed, and then actually hurls a little bit on your boots.
no problem. I just start the process over again.
And that continues for a half hour.
Yes.
So they come out stinking like shit when
course
you
they do.
guys are ready to go.
I had a question. Do the cloud giants smell bad themselves?
They smell like cloud freshness. Haven't you ever seen like a commercial? Cloud they smell like dreams, man. They all
like-
smell
They smell
wonderful.
like fabric softener?
No,
All
there's
of
like
them.
a bounce.
Like that
scent.
clean
Each of
linen
them smells
smell.
better than the last one. The last one you just smelled is always the best one you've ever smelled.
They don't particularly smell bad. There are baths in these rooms.
Huh? Yeah. I was just curious. Because the first couple we ran into looked like they were like, just these like mountain men.
Yeah, if your
and then we
nostrils,
got in.
and if your nostrils weren't frozen, maybe you would have smelled something. But when you were climbing up the mountain, your nostrils were frozen.
Nah, Cloud Fresh, man. Like that's like bounces number.
I
one
really like
color.
the idea that they all smell like fabric softener.
Yeah.
That's immediately what I pictured. Well, you can't picture a smell.
I didn't
but,
think there was really choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to maybe end on a little beat of you guys now marching your way to go meet the America's Mother.
America's mother. We'll see.
America. We're gonna go meet America's mother.
And essentially petitioned her to borrow some griffins to go hunt a dragon. Which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't suck.
So guys, guess what?
What?
If you like us, do you know that you can find us on the internet?
The internet?
Like, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, it's at Hapless Heroes. We have a subreddit that is not really that active, but we have some links on there at /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast, and I'll take you to our Discord server, where we have lots of fun, talk about cool things. There's a lot of interesting people all taking part, and it's really wonderful. I didn't say interesting in a negative way, by the way. They're all wonderful. I love you all.
Interesting.
Because sometimes when someone is described as, you just haven't ever described someone as interesting, but like you're just trying to be nice and say that they're just eccentric in a way that you don't enjoy.
Is that what people mean whenever they
No.
describe me that way?
That's when I just say terrible. You're terrible.
But no, for real, it's a great place to come hang out. We talk about a lot of stuff, anything from D&D to like, I don't know, is chili a soup?
Yes.
Starfishing, I guess.
To start, let's not.
No.
We'd have that discussion there. So, but if you really, really, really like us, you can also leave us a 5-star review in the podcast service of your choice. It really means a lot to us. Seeing a lot out of you out there, just shooting us 5 stars. It's nice to read your kind words too. We'd love to. It just really kind of makes us feel super happy to know that how much you enjoy what we do. This weird, wacky thing that we've been doing for almost 3 years. And if you super like us, you can find our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/haplessheroes. We have some fun rewards, behind-the-scenes audio, bloopers, unreleased episodes, Hoblet's Notebook. So many things.
More.
So many things. And we really appreciate it. We've had some people donating to us. It means a lot. All that money goes back into the show. We really, really, really appreciate all of you out there who are currently doing that. It warms our hearts to think that you actually think we're worth that to you. Like it's special.
You're worthy, Fran.
Thanks, Mike. You're welcome.
And if you really like us, right now you like us, Sally Field and the whole deal, try to find a crosswalk that has one of those audio boxes that tells you when it's safe, or has little voiceovers to tell you what the situation is like.
Right.
Crack it open, wire in some sort of makeshift homebrew device, and have it play our podcast instead.
Awesome. So yeah, that's
'Cause that's
fantastic.
safe.
Yeah, that's super safe.
Super unsafe.
What are you talking about? That's silly. It'll be fine.
Super.
I feel
It'll be
bad for
fine.
blind people.
All
It's
the
totally
blind
legal.
people will not know when to cross the street.
Well, they'll be enthralled by the podcast.
They'll be dead.
So they'll not want to cross the street.
Yeah, they won't want
I
to
see.
cross the
I
street.
see where he's going with this.
Yeah, I feel like the most
I like
the most harm is going to come from the battle between the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi adherents as to what you should.
Yeah, I don't
use.
think you could do this with Arduino. You'd have to have something that can play audio files. Arduino's pure logic gate, I think.
I mean, that's fantastic. And if I were a smarter person, I'd have known that to begin with. But since I deal in technological antiques, I wouldn't.
That being said, guys, I'm going to outro this party. James, how about the Smasher?
Good night.
Massimo is the drunken, gorgeous Morton Mac.
I'm drunk.
Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, the humble.
I don't think I've ever been in something so majestic.
Dave as Zero Valence Avatar of War.
As always, it's been a pleasure.
Zach as Peridot Lincoln Woods.
Bye-bye.
And John as Lord Jha'rell the Light.
Until next time.
Hey, I'm Francesco. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
I really hope.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Farewell.